Here on Mirage, between right now EnemyGG and B's Money Crew. So let's get into that right now.
Yeah, just talk about Mirage really quick as we're going to get started this round. Like I said, this was one of the maps that BMC was pretty successful on in PT. They went 2-1, but it's also a map that Enemy has shown some pretty good play on. You know, just losing in overtime to Luminosity, for example, in RGN. Using it pretty well in the road to Vegas for E-League and the NA Minor, as well as in Season 3 so far of EEPL. So definitely going to be a tough team for BMC to take on, despite the fact that it is a map that they seem comfortable on, as we already see BMC here on the T side. Starting things off with Decadus running in the A, but Relics will just pick him up for free. Fake not really going to work well.
That's right. Now mainline's playing towards upper B. He sees the remaining 4 players actually at upper, pushing down a crossfire setup, but Lucky is already going to fall down. Just like that, they clear out this B bomb site. They get the bomb plant as well. So what started very well for Relics inside A was quickly overturned by an easy take inside B.
Yeah, so we're going to see Nifty actually trying to make this flank in from upper B. Going to get caught by Wrath. And Seb also chiming in now from the bench. So it's just Uber 1 versus 3, trying his best. He's getting pushed by B. He will take him out. So now he's got a 1v2. Kind of got fed a frag there now. Maybe he has a little bit better of a chance of making this thing work, but he doesn't have a kit. He's got to work fast. It looks like he may just be out of time. Looking to see if he can't get a couple of frags. Not even going to find that. Seb will take him out. And B's Money Crew, they make that round work. The fake didn't really work at A so well, but they still kind of overwhelmed the 2 defenders at the B bomb site.
That's right. So it looks like Nifty is going to be the tryout tonight for EnemyGG. And the thing they had to do there for EnemyGG by looking, well, I guess let's just keep him calling Enemy. I mean, we talked about it at the minor where we have to stop saying GG because the name is in there, because of the domain, of course, but let's just call him Enemy for now. So inside B, with this rush that they had from B's Money Crew, they had to get at least 1 or 2 kills, which they actually got none of when they were playing that crossfire setup with Lucky and mainline.
Absolutely. And keep your eyes on Wrath. He was kind of the guy that's been leading the stats for BMC throughout placement and throughout their play in the SCA main. So I'd expect to maybe see him put up some good numbers. But Sin, he's going to have to see what he can do with the op. He's up against a tryout. That's going to be Nifty who will have it, I assume, later on. So that's maybe another duel to keep our eyes on. But here in the second round, obviously, Enemy forcing up a bit since they lost that first round, getting the scouts out, some pistols and upgraded armor. We see things are pretty slow for BMC. Looks like they are starting to drift towards the A side of the map, leaving one player, Wrath, who will probably just try to cut off some rotates here at mid. But it's definitely going to be an execute. But Enemy has 3 people in the area, so we'll see if they can maybe put up a hold.
Yeah, they went with the double scout setup as well. Uber is playing it towards spawn. He spots the first guy, so he's going to be able to call that rotate. He gets the first headshot onto B's, and not only that, he drops the bomb carrier as well. And then Relics under the balcony gets this easy headshot retaliated by Wrath. Hardcore taking control of this A site as Wrath is battling against Nifty. Finally takes him down with his last bullet, but Relics is still going to work with the CZ, and just like that, they're able to hold the A bomb site thanks to Uber all the way in the back, still at 63 HP, so they weren't able to damage him that much. But EnemyGG with this force buy, it comes into fruition on their side.
Yeah, I mean, Relics was just an absolute terror underneath the balcony. He just kept killing people, and every time someone was going to try to push in and go for the trade, you had Uber just sitting there watching them cross into Relics from CT spawn with the scout. So they had kind of a nice little crossfire going there. B's Money Crew could never clear that player out, and so they just kept losing numbers, and now they're going to, have to just go into pretty much a full save except for just one Tech-9. As you can see, they just absolutely mowed down. Again, not too surprising. They didn't have much to work with, but certainly tough to win pistoled and lose the second round like that.
Surprising that Uber actually died, because they instantly lost 4 guys at the beginning of that push, and then that last person that survived, I guess it was Sin, he was able to get a dink onto Uber with the Glock and somehow still managed to get the kill before, so Uber wasn't able to connect with that FAMAS after the initial spray that he's gotten, but nonetheless, you're able to salvage that, drop it, going with full rifle still, but there are weak rifles for the CT side. At this point, though, with B's Money Crew getting pretty much force bought and lost on the second round, will not have enough economy to actually go for AKs this round here, so it's good for them at least to be able to still play with these FAMASs.
Yeah, I mean, it stinks whenever you might get stuck with a lot of these next round when B's Money Crew has some AKs, but for now it's going to be okay. So we do see BMC setting up for some type of A hit once again. They got a few smokes, so it seems like it's going to be a pretty standard A hit. Only Uber really here, but Lux and Nifty not too far away, but they are going to be blocked off by smoke, so Uber, he's got to do a lot of work by himself. He does get a kill, he gets the bomb down, and now Enemy begins to rotate.
Yeah, at least no bomb plants yet. The Molly's going to come through and Incendiary grenades just to force him out of position from fire. Keeping the gunfight on the outside. Dings are coming through, but unfortunate for that, with an M4 or a FAMAS. It's still not strong enough for a headshot if you're going for full armor, so B is still alive, salvages the M4, and Sin picks up the FAMAS as well, but fails on that spray against mainline at the staircase. So a 2 versus 1 remaining, a 1 versus 1, can he get it? Cannot. Lucky is going to be able to take that final frag. It's going to be 3-1, but that's a lot of economical damage done there. I mean, they could still afford an op here if they want, but I mean, this could be a situation where they could reset the money right away if these Money Crew could win this round.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is tapping into Enemy's economy probably a little bit earlier than they had hoped for. Maybe they would like to have recycled a few more of those FAMASs into this round rather than having to straight up upgrade right to M4s immediately. But yeah, they could still maybe play their way out of this. Nifty does have the op in his hands now. He will be taking it over here at mid-window. He has been smoked out, however, so pretty much neutralized for now, as B's Money Crew has done well to get control of middle. Just have to worry about Lucky, though, who actually did press into ladder room here. And Nifty still floating around with the op, but way passive, just looking to see if anyone's trying to do any type of boosting inside window. But as the smoke dissipates, he'll get back out here to keep his eyes out on the cat cross and just make sure window is clear. But Seb, underpass, nice little jiggle peek there for Nifty to bait it out, but doesn't land the shot, but Lucky does.
Yeah, and they have the great crossfire setup as well from Cat, from Connector, off shot as well. So the 3 players playing and covering that middle, full control, and mission accomplished as Lucky picks up the last one from Catwalk onto Sin, upper mid. So that's going to be 4-1, and they actually managed to not get a reset for Enemy, doing very well to continue to build up that economy, playing on that CT side, actually map chosen by B's Money Crew, which is why you see Enemy on this easier side of Mirage. And it's not looking well so far for B's Money Crew. What do you think has to change right now in terms of their strategy, Dust?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to call because I felt that round started out exactly how they wanted. They had the smokes out on middle. They were able to get 3 players kind of pushed up on mid, so things were looking good. But once their smoke faded, Nifty and Lucky were just able to kind of combine for a couple of frags. Those are duels you got to be able to win. Once you establish mid control and people want to re-peek you window and such, you got to be able to catch that, and they couldn't. Now they're going to be back onto the force buy here again, once again trying to smoke and execute A for a bomb plant, but they're just not going to make it in.
Well, let's see what's going to happen out of that right now. They do get a deagle shot from Deca onto Relics, but that's going to end it there as Menline sweeps it up. They couldn't even really get past the stairs, so that is going to be it.
Yeah, so I mean, this round I think they could try to go mid control again. Like I said, I think they were able to do the right things, you know, pushing the offer back and such, but you got to get the kills once you get control of that. Or maybe we could see them try to run and execute with actual guns and see if they have a little bit easier of a time actually getting the bomb down and such. But it looks like they want to do a little bit of both, you know, use a couple to get mid control, but also have a couple towards A, including the bomb carrier. So this seems like they want to set up for an A split, but obviously it's still really early, and this could certainly go different directions.
Yeah, with the bonus money, they will be able to afford an AWP on the T side for B's Money Crew, and they wanted to bring that fight to try to get an op fight at middle side, but the Opera was actually playing up towards B before, getting that cover, and they actually permitted Nifty to actually push all the way up towards halls. So they actually have great control of B side now, and a lot of information, which is why you see this heavy rotate towards the A side, really leaving middle open so far. I mean, Nifty's watching it from the catwalk side, but now they could just focus looking back towards the A side, where basically B's Money Crew are getting ready to execute towards. So Uber's playing on the top of that balcony. Here comes the execution, and Uber is about to get this first frag if they're going to run through the smoke. But so far, very smart play and patient play by Deca, but the kills are still coming through. Sin finally retaliates back, but to the loss of another of his teammates, and just like that, because of that smoke, Deca played a little bit too passively there, and he was already the last man standing, and also giving a chance for Enemy to go for a double up setup.
Yeah, it's just all about that play that Nifty made, you know, getting aggressive with the op, allowing Lucky to kind of pass through upper B and get all that information and allow that earlier rotated A. But the other big thing to think about is just the fact that they're not able to trade out Relics. And he's at 16-4 right now, only 7 rounds into the game. I mean, he's just lighting up the scoreboard. You know, they're just not able to trade him out. It's just so inefficient, you know, how they're dealing with duels over in that A-bomb site. They're going to have to turn that around at some point if they want to find any success on this terrorist side. You got to be able to execute A at some point to get rounds.
How
and Nifty's all over the place, dude.
Yeah. Palace this time, playing it close, gets the op kill, and they try to change it a little bit more differently for B's Money Crew, playing very aggressively. You heard a lot of footsteps coming in from underpass. I'm pretty sure that was heard by Lucky playing up towards that catwalk side. They're trying to get a boost into the window at first as well, and actually B's already around the corner. I don't know if Relics knows that it's there. Flash is coming through, so they're actually starting to get a little bit more control there, and somehow Relics watches that corner, B never expected that. Got up, got picked off, and now it's a 5-on-3 with the last two guys actually at middle just stranded there, and a third one playing towards this A bomb site at Palace.
Yeah, you're starting to get kind of that feeling that Enemy can do whatever they want, and it's going to work. I mean, they put aggression at Upper B, they put aggression at Palace, but everything just yields for them. And I think it's good to have that type of dynamic opera, right? You want to be able to put him in different spots and keep your opponent guessing where he's going to be. And while Nifty's only 4-4, he's gotten a couple of nice opening picks ever since he's been able to pick up the op, whether it be at mid window or whether it be in Palace just now. So he's certainly moving around the map. And like I said, keeping BMC guessing.
I mean, that's it, because Nifty has been playing all over the place, but 4-4, it's because he hasn't seen a lot of action. When he did, he actually at least got a frag. Really, one person stepping up so far for our enemy is Relics. I mean, he's done
19-4.
Exactly. He's done it on cash against Complexity with that 5 versus 1 we talked about before. Now he's actually at 19-4, going to work wherever he goes towards that A bomb site. So, looks like Beast Money Crew at this point, given up the amount of times they've tried to rush towards this A bomb site, decides to line up towards B with this sort of a pistol buy with armor. So we have 2 raid bosses, Tech 9 and Small Armor, and P250s and Deagles. So really buying as a team, trying to reset the economy, because coming up to the next round with the max bonus money loss, they'll be able to afford $3,400 on top of that. But Uber playing a little bit too aggressively and too confidently gets picked off, and an AK, or should I say the M4 is salvage for them to execute towards A. Looks like they're faking back towards B. All right, interesting here. I mean, I'm not sure if this is the right call because they don't have any smokes or flashes to work with. So by going back and forth like this, they're wasting a lot of time to give a chance right now for enemy to just reset and set up their positions again.
Yeah, exactly. Now Mainland's going to clear out the upper B part of this, and Relic's never rotated. Just sitting up here in the close on the A ramp, going to get 2 kills. Means that it's just going to be up to Wrath here, and yeah, Nifty will rotate in time. So you could see the thought process. They were hoping as they were getting picks, they were going to cause rotation so they could double back the other way, and then they try to turn into some kind of fake by sending 2 upper B and pulling.
Well, you got to face
back
check
off
at that
A.
point, right? You're face checking at that point, and the way you're not expecting where enemy are playing as well, you walk right into the crosshair at the same time. I mean, there's nothing more you could really do there. I mean, as you're getting picked off, you know fakes are coming. You don't really have to force rotations as well.
Right.
Interesting, though, that they're going for a double up setup on T side nonetheless here.
Yeah, I mean, it's because everyone on this team touched the op at some point in the placement tournament. You know, like, whether it was B, Wrath, or Sin, they all seem to like to use it. And, I mean, B finds the pick at the upper B bomb site. And they also got to pick at middle at the same time. So Enemy actually lost a couple players pretty early here. They weren't even necessarily doing anything too aggressive. They were playing standard positions and just got caught. So B's Money Crew finally starting to hit some shots. Now they have a 5-on-2 even. So this is probably the round.
Yeah, B gets a leg shot on 2 relics as well, so that forces Uber to actually rotate across, but everybody walked back towards the T spawn. And they're going for a split up connector and Palace for the T side. They're going to walk into an open site at A. Going to be an easy plan at this point. And still good economy, though, for the CT side. But I don't really think they're going to go for it. They're just going to probably go for exit, try to reset the money back. Exactly, making it expensive for BMC on the other end. And Relic's just 8-8 as he rotated all the way towards CT spawn stairs, by the ticket booth, and just because of that, they've already lost that 4750 from that op that was dropped.
Yeah, not so much to analyze in this round as much it was just BMC hitting some nice shots. I mean, the op from B came out pretty big over at upper B. Again, no mistakes to Enemy. It's not as if they got overly confident because they were up 8-1 and they started getting really pushy and disrespecting their opponent, and BMC caught them for it. It literally was a round that played out like most, except this time around BMC hit some heads.
Yeah, they
landed some op shots.
They were better positioned too as well. I mean, by the time B got that op pick at upper B at the van, he was already towards midway at the upper B hulls before that opponent actually jumped on the white van. Same thing for that mid pick as well. I mean, it just got there before the CTs actually got into position. So a little bit more aggressive plays by B's Money Crew seems to be paying off in their favor.
Right, as now they're going to send Wrath underpass, send back mid looking for aggression. Deca and B working Palace. So they're quite spread out. No real indication on exactly what they're looking to do at this point. Sin may grab that bomb and double back towards A at some point. Zeb and Wrath look to get somewhere near mid. Nifty has repositioned once again, now aggressively on Cat, looking at chair. Uber again pressing A ramp. Gonna catch Deca, but going to find death. And so that is a pick from BMC right off the bat. Uber trying to get some information, but in the process fell and gave his opponent a man advantage.
Nice pick there, but maybe a little bit more of a more stupid play, if I could say it politically correctly. As
Yeah,
Relics is trying to push through smoke.
Yeah, last round it wasn't any mistakes to them that caused them to lose the round. They just got outshot. This round, yeah, you might say, okay, maybe they got a little bit too antsy on some of those pushes. You can get it, though. I mean, you're trying to play for intel, but then there's a point at which maybe you overextend a little bit. Or once Uber pushes A ramp and dies, like Relics felt like there was pressure for him to make a play. And I mean, he's doing well this game. He's 21-7, so you can see why that mentality is there. But the play he tried to force at Palace just didn't pan out, set him back. But they still have the economy to purchase here. But their money is beginning to run out.
Exactly.
So this is a really big round.
I mean, the money that they have is the forced buy. They're stuck with 2 pistols. It worked the last time, actually, in round number 2. But you're actually starting to see a closer game right now. If Beast Money Crew could actually gather another round now to make it 8-4, you're going to see Enemy in a broke situation where it's possibly going to be 8-5. And then you have a brand new ball game on Mirage, where you thought it was so easy for Enemy to start. It's turning into the favor of Beast Money Crew actually quite quickly, as they still have the second half to play with BMC taking over the CT side after. But at this point, it's going to be Seb and his teammate Wrath working slowly at that underpass, but we're playing a little bit more aggressively towards their staircase at mid, right by the connector, and it's going to be mainline picking up that first kill, but gets damaged a lot too. Lucky inside the site, dropping Deca at the A ramp. And really nobody really coming out for trades after. A nice flash from a teammate to let Uber running to Palace get this kill. Both players blinded right now, so great communication actually for Enemy to pop flash their teammates to be able to go for these peaks. And already because of that, Beast Money Crew is stuck in a 5 versus 1. And again, it's because they never really set up for trades.
Yeah, I mean, it was just Enemy playing a bit more of passive angles, and BMC were again looking for some of these more individualistic picks like they had successfully done the past couple of rounds, but this time because Enemy was playing, like I said, a bit more passive, a bit more standard, they're good enough to catch that and punish him for it. But look at Sin, he's trying to make a run here, gets a couple of kills, but not going to be enough to do a whole heck of a lot. So yeah, that's just Enemy slowing things back down, getting back in form. You know, like I said, playing a bit more standard, and they collect another round. So no need for panic now. They've come out clean. They have the double op set up in play again, which was pretty successful last time I saw them run it with Relics and Nifty. So they could still be well on their way to a pretty big half at this point.
Yeah, weird part was just standing still as well in the connector when you're flash, not really trying to look for some cover. Unless he was trying to sidestep out, saying, all right, I'm probably at the bottom of the stairs still, and it's really hard to actually predict where you could be. But there's that first position again, and it's unfortunately only a leg shot from the B on to Relics, but he himself also got damaged through the wall. Whoa. So that's going to be some action happening there. What did he catch there?
That's like the fastest ladder room push I've ever seen for Wrath.
Yeah, and it's, what, 2 guys in there? Yeah, so they went for the boost as well from that underpass. So Seb is actually at that underpass. They do have ladder control, so a very passive play for Enemy actually this time on the CT side, actually leaving middle. And that gives a chance right now for them to get the first kill inside B, but retaliated by Uber over at A. And actually people are dropping left and right across the map, with the bomb though still all the way back towards T spawn. So the T's for B's Money Crew still have to work this site very slowly, and it seems to be also still towards B and A, because we have Wrath lurking inside B. We actually have Sin in the jungle side, spotted by Relics, couldn't get the shot. So that's already an enemy spotted, so that's at least 1. And as Relics is going to move back, he's going to get caught very soon here by Wrath.
Yeah, they have no clue Wrath has pushed up this far yet, so Relics might just get surprised here. But meanwhile, Wrath's cleared B. So
Wrath is jumping around, though, so they're going to hear him.
It's just hard for Relics to really do much because he has such low HP. He's got to be really smart. Oh, did he spot it? Nice incendiary. It's going to push one player off. Wrath, like I said, cleared that B bouncer, was able to call his team over. They have a 4-on-3 now. He pushes and he grabs the kill. Now a 4-on-2. So it looks like BMC may just reset the economy here of Enemy. Looking really
Nifty's looking for exits now. And because of that, he goes for the shoulder peek, but the slow one, B catches that. So B's doing actually a good job getting these entries, or at least doing a lot of damage. What a peek by Wrath. Doesn't care. And gets the headshot onto Uber. So it's going to be now 9-4. And like you said, the money's reset, where you could potentially see a 9-5 with BMC. 9 rounds on T side is actually not so bad, but if they capitalize with the last 2, a little bit different in terms of strategy though, because I think they salvage an AWP from the last round, so they're going for a triple op setup. Not something you see conventionally in terms of NACA. in ACS. Yeah, on top of that.
Super force, and this means that this is going to set enemy back. If they don't win this round, it's very likely going to be 9-6. Like, they won't have a whole lot to use in a couple of rounds to really hold BMC off. So this was kind of a gamble. I mean, this could turn things back around, reset your opponent's money right back, you know, but this is going to be real risky.
But again, it's a straight-up setup. And because of that, Wrath misses a shot down to 5 HP and loses it against a 5-7. No nades, no flashes at mid as well. Now the two guys are moving up towards A ramp. A TK! That's how you work a triple op setup indeed. Lose the first one at Playmaker, get a TK for the second one, but at least Sin avenges and actually redeems himself in B as well. So at least the other two ops are going to work now here. Opening this A bomb site. You still have an op in the hands of Lucky though. Counter flash coming through. It's a 2 versus 3, 1 minute advantage. And Lucky makes it a 2 versus 2. They're trying to get a bomb plant inside this B bomb site, but Seb is lurking up, and because of that, loses the bomb, so Sin is stuck at the firebox. I don't know what the hell just happened there. I mean, B's Money Crew had it so well, actually, to take control of this A bomb site, but the bomb lurks for a sandwich instead of having the offer his teammate help him out, and Mainline avenges that with the scout, and they turn it around. And now they get a double up setup.
Yeah, I mean, it was Sin trying to press into the A-bomb site solo with the op, and he did actually get the pick onto Relics on top of the bounty, but his teammate with the bomb was so far away, and you have Lucky just waiting for him to cross with the bomb. He realized, hey, the guy on the site doesn't have the bomb. All I have to do is hold an angle. I can leave that guy alive in the site all day long. I don't even have to worry about peeking him yet. And you could just see how they worked those to some duels. So that was just really some smart play there from Lucky and Mainline in the end in that 2v3 situation to just make sure they didn't overexpose themselves and give B's Money Crew a chance to bring that thing back. But just, yeah, some crafty play. Triple op, not always the best idea, especially when two of them go down so quick due to a TK and just Lucky. I mean, he just pressed out with the 5-7. I mean, that's a guy you got to kill, but Rap just missed the shots.
And they did a good job, at least for B's Money Crew, to slow down actually Relics throughout this whole game. I think at some point we mentioned he was like 19-4. Now he's 22-9. So they slowed him down in terms of fragging power for the CT side, which is why you see them coming up slowly a little bit more for B's Money Crew. But I like the fact that they have a pause as well for Enemy, because despite them winning that round, they 4-spot that previous one. So they don't have a lot of economy to work with. You only have Relics now with $2,700. He could get a drop from Lucky for sure. It's going to be an M4, so they'll have a full gun round. They're trying to figure out where the kits would be, who would buy the nades, how are they going to set things up as well. Meanwhile, on the other side for BMC, you only have Seb with the Tech 9, but the rest of them double up setup as well with 2 AK-47. So it's still a very crucial round to have this pause for Enemy to figure out how they want to play the CT side and hopefully get that 11th round, because 10-5 is still very good for BMC.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird, though, because I feel like BMC's way of winning rounds is just not sustainable. You know, they rely on these multi-op setups and getting these early picks, but when they're not finding them, they don't really have anything to fall back on. You know, they don't really have, like, the nice coordinated executes. They don't really seem to have a consistent way to get mid control. They just rely on big plays like that one. And when they get them, it's great. But when they don't, they can't win rounds. But this round in particular, it's working out just fine. They've gotten a couple opening picks, but Mainline does trade one of them back, so it makes it a little bit better, but they're still a man down in this 3 versus 4 early on in the last round of the half.
And this is what I'm talking about. That double up setup they have for B and Sin is actually working well in their favor, because they're playing it so aggressively. Now they're just going to walk out. Seb is looking at the wrong angle. It's about to get traded out, though. Catches Uber with a nade in his hand. Sin gets another one onto Lucky, so just like that, it's a 3 versus 1. As did Mainline actually lag out? No, he didn't. So he's going to be the last man standing towards CT spawn. He does have the AWP, also has a deagle up against Deca, Wrath, and Sin, and that's what I was trying to say. They get a bomb plan towards A, but B was already positioned in upper B, got the kill onto Nifty. Seb was already at mid, got the kill onto Connector, and that gave a lot of map coverage there in B's Money Crew's favor. Now the bomb is planted for A ramp. Mainline's moving towards ticket booth, spots Deca, and cannot connect. Deca gets the tap, and a headshot at the end of half, 10-5.
Yeah, I mean, still a good half for Enemy, mostly due to the explosive start they had where they were up 8-1. But you can definitely see here in the last 6 rounds, they dropped the ball a bit. You know, they lost 4 out of those 6. And a couple of those rounds were situations where I really felt they shouldn't have lost. Like, they just gave up way too many early picks in those rounds. Consistently at upper B, too. Like, how many times did B just grab an op and go upper B and nail someone?
3 times at least.
Yeah, exactly. So I felt like that was kind of the big thorn in Enemy's side. They really should have probably gotten 12 rounds that half instead of 10. But 10 still workable. I mean, this map is still slightly CT sided, and they got 10 from it, which is good. It's respectable. I mean, obviously, like 11 or 12 would be much better, but 10 is certainly good. Even like 9 is workable. And I think Enemy does at times display a pretty good T side on this map. When their heads are right and they're playing like a team. So I don't think they're in any danger just yet, but we'll see what B's Money Crew can put up here on their CT side.
But look at Relics as well. 3 2Ks, 3 3Ks, 1 ace. Definitely did well here on the first half, as looks like lag that we had wasn't only from one player. I think it was from everybody else. So we might have a server change. So that being said, we could talk about this a little bit more and see how this first half actually went down. So we mentioned how B and Sin were able to get their position quite quickly on the T side. How does this transfer over to the CT side? Are they still going to try to go for a double up setup here, you think?
I mean, they were doing it a lot during placement. And like I said, it wasn't even just those two guys. You would see Wrath pick up his fair share as well. It seemed like Sin was kind of the guy that always opt, but then the secondary opera would kind of rotate between Wrath and B. So yes, I certainly think that you could see the double op being used by BMC on the CT side. The question is going to be, how do they get there? Like, are they going to even be able to get the money to be able to do that? It seemed like they relied on the double op a lot on Terra side to open up sites and get rounds. So it seems like they would also rely on it pretty well on the CT side to get rounds. But if you have Enemy when pistol go out 13-5, you may be hard pressed to afford a double op setup if you don't have, if you didn't get any money rolling for yourself, right? And even if you do, you might only get one shot at it before Enemy just rolls you over and gets the map point. So they'd have to make it count the one time they could afford it, basically. So yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, I think that's what they need to do, but I just don't know if they'll afford to get there.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about Enemy this time too. So we talked about Kusta leaving the roster now. Probably will pretty much at 95%, 99.9% join Liquid, at least as a tryout for tonight. Who knows what's going to happen with Kusta right after, who will probably fill in the shoes of the Opper. So then Simple will going into a rifle mode. They'll probably drop a Dren. This is all the rumors that we're hearing so far and the discussions that we've had.
It's pretty much confirmed at this point.
Yeah. So then, that being said, now they lose Kusta. They bring Nifty in as a tryout. Seems to be okay, but you don't really see that opping firepower, at least on T side, that Kusta used to bring for Enemy. At this point, I don't know if I'm going to put you on the spot here, Dust, but who do you think could be a free agent opper that could actually take over Kusta's position in this roster for Enemy?
There isn't one. If we're honest about it. I mean, there's not the same type of guy that's going to have the presence that Kusta had on this team. Kusta literally led this team from obscurity to a professional team that actually was making a major qualifier. And I'm not saying that it was just a one-man show. Certainly their teamwork was good. Certainly they had good coaching from Ryu. Certainly Uber put up some really good numbers throughout the last few months for this team as well. So it's not as if it was all Kusta, but I mean, come on, he was a huge part of it. You know, if he had to do some type of pie chart, he'd be the biggest portion of it. So yeah, I don't think there's a free agent opera out there that's going to be able to have the same presence that Kusta had. But I certainly think there are some serviceable operas out there that they can pick up that would somewhat fill that void. You know, not fully, but would still be able to contribute. And like I said, I think Whitmer would be a name.
I was about to say that because you said that Whitmer would probably be somebody that would try out for the team.
I think they should consider it. Yeah, certainly. I don't know if he would be the perfect fit, but I think he's worth a tryout. This Nifty guy could be worth a tryout. Like I said, he looked good in placement, but other than that, I don't know much about him. So, but then again, no one really knew much about Kusta when he picked him up, you know, back in 2014, right? So, yeah. Who knows, man? Who knows?
So what can you say about Whitmer then? What can you say about Whitmer?
I think Whitmer's a different type of opera than Kusta is. You know, Kusta's a type of opera who's going to hold an angle and hit that shot like 90% of the time, if not more than that. He's not super aggressive or in people's face.
So game sense is definitely there.
Yeah, he's a smart opper, and he's consistent hitting the easy to medium difficulty shots, and he can throw in a couple of crazy flicks as well. But he's that more stable, a little bit more on the passive side of the spectrum of an opper. Whereas I feel like Whitmer is likely going to be that more explosive, trying to go for the fast shots all the time, a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more in your face of an opper. So it's a completely different style of opper between the two, I think. And yeah, I don't think Whitmer is as talented as Kusta is, but I think, like I said, he could still be serviceable to this team. So that would certainly be a name that I would think would be in the hat if I had to guess.
Now Kusta also joining Liquid, simple, not opping anymore. So what do you think Kusta would bring into this roster for Liquid, if we're going to talk about them a little bit here? Because actually we might be casting them tomorrow as well. I think we're going to have the Noble versus Liquid tomorrow as well for CEVO Season 9.
So what was the exact question about simple?
Kusta, what does he bring to Liquid in terms of the opper? What more does he bring by dropping a Dren? Is it the smart move as well for Liquid to do this type of roster change so far? In terms of what we see on paper. Because, I mean, Kusta has a lot to prove still. I mean, he's proven a lot playing with Enemy for the minor, but has he proven enough to be able to stand up with everybody else on Liquid?
Kusa's definitely done enough to deserve a shot on a big team like Liquid. There's no doubt about that. And I think he would be a pretty good opper for them. It's certainly true that we haven't seen him against elite level international competition yet, so we don't know how he would respond to that in comparison to what he's done. But he's done the right things against the competition below that to prove he deserves a chance against those elite teams to see what he can do. So yeah, I think he brings a lot to the table. I think he is an upgrade as far as skill goes with the op. But there's still a whole lot of question marks on that team. Like, who's going to lead it? Can they still integrate simple? You know, there's so many other things that Liquid has to worry about for that team to work out. In fact, Kusta is probably one of the easier factors to deal with, despite his inexperience and such. I think there's really some other bigger issues that need to be addressed that are almost more important than
so coaching in-game lead?
Yeah, I mean, coaching and in-game leadership, dealing with simple, trying to figure out a way to integrate him on the team. I heard rumors that people were having a tough time getting along there. So you got to work past that. Simple, obviously, going to have issues with communication. You know, English isn't his best language, and trying to explain tactics or, you know, direct him, you know, mid-round, say, hey, don't do this, hey, don't push that. You know, it's going to be hard. You know, they're gonna have to work at it. It's not going to be easy.
Looks like we're about to go live here for the second map. Finally, we've changed servers, so let's go for a quick teaser until we move on to the second half. And we're back here, ladies and gentlemen, about to start the second half between EnemyGG and B's Money Crew with vansilli and Dust on CEVO TV. This is the first matchup to kick off season number 9 in the Pro League. As we actually have a quick pause, technical one mainline, as microphone is not working. So if you guys are just tuned in, we actually have 2 best out of 3 matches for you guys tonight. This is the first map between Enemy and B's Money Crew. The second will be Splice versus Team AGG, and this is all happening on CEVO, or play CEVO at twitch.tv. Make sure you guys tell your friends and family to tune in as we are into this second half. Sorry, I'm just looking at the chat, and apparently I look like Ming Lee. Maybe. I do have that jolly
I think it's
face.
just the only Asian face emote that Twitch chat knows.
That's true, but
and you're Asian, so I think that's pretty much.
No, there's PogChamp that's an Asian guy.
Okay, that's true.
But then again, I do have a nice.
I think you resemble Ming Lee a bit more than.
That's true. That's true. But I do have that jolly personality, so I'll take it, guys. I'll take it. I do have hipster glasses from time to time, and I do kind of look like Min Lee. But we're about to go live, ladies and gentlemen.
You also have a fatter face like Min Lee.
Yeah, there you go. Mainline, Relics, Nifty, Lucky, and Uber for Enemy on T side. While we have B's Money Crew, Deca, Wrath, B, Sin, and Seb on the CT side, with now enemies setting up for an A take. And surprisingly enough, they only have 1 player playing inside the A bomb site, and that is going to be Deca. Can they overtake this? It's going to be a retake game for the CT side.
Oh yeah, Deca's already fell all the way back to CT spawn, just waiting for the CT stairs push. And yeah, so they're just going to concede the site. They're going to let enemy pour in here and get the bomb plant. There's not going to really be too much contest against that. But since CT Spawn's not smoked, they're going to have to take these duels to get this bomb down. So now enemy does have to begin the press in. They're actually going to try to plant for catwalk now. We are going to see them landing the shots here. In fact, all of them are going enemy's way until right there, Wrath finally picked up one, but it's still a 2v4.
Yeah, now the last two guys are Wrath and Sin. Sin falls down, one more remaining, and it is going to be Wrath. Finally gets the second casualty of the second half for enemy. But that clock is ticking on that bomb. He doesn't have a kid. Great position right now in patient play by enemy to just actually bait out the player. And the triple P coming through right after. Enemy takes the pistol round. And what actually went wrong there for Beast Money Crew for that retake?
They just lost the duels. I mean, they did the right thing. If you're going to play retake A, most pistol round strats are not going to involve a smoke at CT spawn. So that means Terrace usually have to press that, gain control of it to allow a plant to take place. And when enemy did that, they pushed through CT stairs and they got all 3 kills. You know what I mean? So if you can't land the shots, at the end of the day, you're going to lose rounds no matter how well you're set up. You can be in the right position all day long, but you still have to eventually bang some heads.
You can see as well from the economy. So they're going for a first buy for B's Money Crew, but Sin actually did not buy anything at all. So you'll see Sin. Expect him to have that AWP, ASAP for B's Money Crew, as the rest right now of enemy are screaming inside this B bomb site. B retaliating back to avenge his teammate, getting the headshot onto Relics, and actually also dropping Wrath. It's going to be Wrath. And the bomb gets planted, but we actually have great retake over the site so far on the 3 versus 2. Mainline a little bit stuck, gets the Mag 10 kill, looking for some backup as well from Uber at get right spot. He manages to do so, and they save the round there for enemy. That could have been something huge, but nice play there by Wrath with that 5-7.
Yeah, I mean, he made the round expensive at the very least, so you're tapping an enemy's economy a little bit, you're forcing some rebuys, maybe a little bit earlier than enemy had hoped. So I want to see if enemies can pick up any more Mac 10s, knowing that Bees is going to be on a save. Looks like Relics is in fact going to do that. So, you know, just giving yourself an opportunity to pick up some extra cash with the money bonus SMGs give. You know, you get a couple of kills and the Mac 10 more than pays for itself. So he's going to go ahead and get that out. We are going to see enemies setting up over at A ramp with 3 players. Relic's going to go towards upper B. Maybe try to throw some nades over there, try to pull someone. Mainline now rejoining his team.
Look at this.
Over on the other side of the map, and Lux will push in the B by himself and clear it out.
Exactly, and it's a very passive play. They actually leave B open to actually focus more on mid-take and A, and they have one guy looking for some information. It's going to be Seb dying to the hands of Uber, so they never know that actually Relics made it all the way past CT spawn. Actually, Deca is waiting for him there. I think he was able to spot him. There you go. They cross it over, gets the kill, but look at that. B's actually about to move up! Could be killed, trying to go for a second one, but quickly avenged by Uber, who's stuck right now right after, but... This is actually quite a weird round happening so far. At least Sin's on catwalk. He'll be able to spot now, including the bomb. So rotates will come through. But how the hell did that round pan out, actually, or play out?
Well, we'll address that in just a second, because we're still in a kind of a heated 3-on-3 where this could really go either way, especially since Wrath did pick up that Mac 10, so he definitely could still be a threat in this retake as he's just kind of holding an angle for now. We're seeing the press on Cat as well. Wrath pushes the Mac 10, can't take down mainline, however, but Deca does make the trade, so now it's a 2-on-2. Pretty heated display here, but enemy will just hold on. And I think really what happened there is, yeah, Relics clears B, but since he pushed so aggressively in the market, you had some of B's Money Crew being able to kind of slip through the cracks, press through Cat, press through middle, and catch that that rotation upper B that enemy was making. So it made it kind of dicey, but enemy still do pull it out in the end. Now they're up 13-5.
You always gotta love that crab walk spray. That's back until like 1.6 days pretty much, but they now, not only does Sin have an op, but B also has an op. So thankfully for the kills that he's gone with the 5-7, the USP is able to have enough to go for a glass cannon. Well, you do have Sin with full armor, but investing a lot of money right now, so they're not going to have kits. They're not going to really have that many nades to retaliate as well. They do have a couple for counter flashes, but enemy have already taken over the top of middle. They're going to smoke it out to take a little bit more, but Wrath is just around the corner at catwalk. Quickly killed by mainline, and trades are coming through. Deca gets a double, finally avenged by Uber. So middle is now open, but to the cost of 2 guys dying for enemy and 3 for the CT side of BMC. Quickly traded back and evened up as Sin gets the kill from the ticket booth. Nifty's looking at wrong angles. His opponent is about to come out towards that window room side, and he should be able to get that op kill, but nonetheless, he's playing it very passively towards window side. Here we go, he's aiming through, gets the kills. It's 2 versus 1. Uber evens it up. And it's about to sneak up. Johnson, one shot miss, goes for the spray, gets the kill, and it's going to be 14-5. Bomb plant for the saltiness. And more money there for the planner. But that's 4 unanswered rounds for Enemy since this T-side half.
Yeah, I mean, you got to feel for BMC a little bit, man. They keep getting themselves on the brink of winning a round, but they just can't quite close it. We've seen several 1v1 situations here, or 1v2s or what have you. Like, Enemy hasn't won a clean round yet. They've lost 3 to 4 members almost every single round that's been played so far. So BMC's almost right there, but just can't quite finish. Now we're going to see Enemy just going for a huge upper B hit. B is going to be here with that FAMAS looking to try to grab a kill. Does in fact get one, but Enemy still out trades the site. Now they have a 4-on-2 and the bomb is going to go down.
Unfortunately, we have lost our cameraman, Rip Kevin. So it's going to be auto-director so far, but 14-5 scoreline. Everybody's dropping pretty much on this force spike coming through from the CD side. Nifty watching that flank, connecting with that shot. Last one inside the market. I think spotted through the window as well, and that's why everybody's looking towards there. Now, a map point situation is in this best out of 3 between Enemy and B's Money Crew, and me looking to win this first map quite decisively on B Money's Crew's map choice.
Yeah, I mean, this is BMC's last shot, right? I mean, Enemy's going to have 10 chances to close this thing out in regulation, and it's going to be the P90s, and I can only assume this is going to be a tribute to mainline rushing upper B.
All right, so let's see what is going to happen out of that. Does Dusty take it because I froze?
Yeah, it's fine. It is going to be the upper B train right here. Just a bunch of P90s just jumping out. B behind the van trying to do something with the M4. Does get one kill, but mainline trades it right back. Lucky presses market.
Oh my God.
He's going to grab a kill, and now everyone's just falling apart over on BMC as the bomb goes down. And you got to think that this is all but over. At least for this map, of course. This is a best of 3, so cash is still coming up.
Oh
Enemy's
my God.
pick. And yeah, I mean, that's just brutal.
That's
Savage,
confidence right
wrecked,
there. And Seb,
quote, red eye.
yeah, he even laughs at it. That last one spotted there. Nifty misses the op shot, but this is going to be it. 16-5 will be the first map scoreline for Enemy as a 4-man strat with P90s and 1 AWP for an all-out rush at B. They really just wanted to end that one quick by mowing them down.
Well, I think it was a tribute to mainline. There was a recent game that they had that they lost actually on Mirage, but mainline got an entry upper B like 6 rounds in a row with a P90, and it was like a running joke on the team. That was just a couple of weeks ago, I feel like. And so that they decided that they were all just going to do it. It was P90s that round, it looks like. So pretty cool stuff, I guess. Kind of entertaining there at the end. But yeah, it was just a landslide victory for Enemy. I can't say I'm crazy surprised. I mean, this is BMC, some new kids on the block trying to compete at a professional level. So obviously some of your first runs at it are going to be a bit rough. So it's a whole new level of competition you got to adjust to.
B's Money Crew, new kids on the block. They're just going to have to take it step by step. And then, ooh, baby.
I like
maybe
it.
some way they'll be able to come back.
Maybe you can actually sing it one day. I know you have a good singing voice.
I do, but at the same time, if I sing it, I think 90% of the viewers wouldn't know New Kids on the Block because they're actually, what, an early 90s band?
I don't even know New Kids on the Block. So
there you go. So
you're just the one who took it and ran with it, man.
Yep, shows how old I am. At the end of the day, though, great plays by Relics and Uber as well. Some people actually in chat before were saying how mainline actually hasn't really stepped up at lately, but he's still there at +3 in terms of kill death ratio. 68 ADR, but really the two people that stepped up were Relics and Uber, both at 128 and 129 respectively for Uber and for Relics. Bees and Seb, I gotta say, I mean, even though you see Seb at a 10 to 18 ratio, actually did their job in terms of like getting those entries on the T side of Mirage. But unfortunately, aside from that, their team actually can do more than that, you know?
Like I said, it's just the way B's Money Crew was winning rounds wasn't sustainable. It was really just reliant on, you know, these double op setups where B or whoever was able to just to swing out there and get an opening kill. And then once they get a 5-on-3, it's usually pretty easy to close those out when you're just, you know, running around getting these opening picks so aggressively. But once Enemy kind of, you know, got their composure back and started, you know, playing properly, they didn't really seem to have much trouble dealing with BMC. And now we're going to go on to Cash, which is going to be Enemy's pick, and a map that Enemy has definitely shown quite the ability on. Whereas for BMC, haven't seen them really play it. In fact, I don't think they played it a single time during placement. So is kind of going to be a big question mark on how they actually approach this map. But it's certainly a map that Enemy have proven worthy on. So I think it only gets maybe even tougher going into this next one. So the 2-0 might be pretty likely here. But we'll see if BMC can hold on and push us to a mat 3, which would be Cobble if they are able to do so. And then, of course, we do have another whole second best of 3 going on a little bit later tonight as well. So still lots of CSGO to be had here at Play CEVO tonight. And throughout the next couple of months, really, we have a pretty regular Sunday through Thursday schedule, even some Fridays and Saturdays thrown in there for the next 2 months. So
yeah, are you on tomorrow for Friday?
I am not. I think that's going to be you and Helium.
Nice. Well, not nice because you're not.
But we're casting together like 4 times next week anyway. So
that's cool. That's cool. I'm just saying nice because you're gonna get some more CS:GO action here on Play CEVO TV. Nothing against you, does. Anyways, guys, I think we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll start the second map between Enemy and B's Money Crew on Cash. Vansilli, and along with me is Dustin and dustmouret. Kevin, working the camera, as well as Alex on the production desk. So thank you guys for tuning in. Stick around, and we'll be back very soon for more action here for CS:GO.